Good evening, everyone, and welcome into another KDSJ sports broadcast as we get set for our high school volleyball match of the week. This time we're coming to you from the Lead-Deadwood High School gym, the final home game of the season for the Lady Diggers, as they have a Black Hills Conference matchup tonight with the Class AA Douglas Patriots. And welcome in to a Tuesday night of high school volleyball right here on your sports station, KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com, and also with the KDSJ mobile app. We're also coming to you live where you can watch the game for free on KDSJ-TV through YouTube and Facebook Live. This is our countdown to first serve, the pregame show being brought to you by Jake's Collision Repair, the Black Hills home team for collision repairs at 4415 East Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish and off exit 32 at Junction Avenue in Sturgis. And our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. We're set up here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym number 1 here in Lead tonight at the main court. And we are center court here, about 10 rows up. Usual seat with our back against the wall. I say we. I'm Cody Oliver. Clayson Davis along with us here on KDSJ-TV tonight. And we're all here at the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth as both teams get their pregame warm-ups in tonight for this Black Hills Conference matchup between the Douglas Patriots and the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. Let's bring in Clayson Davis. Tell us a little bit more how people can get set up and watch the action tonight on KDSJ-TV.
Yeah, thank you, Cody. Here again in the Lead-Deadwood High School gym. Here with KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. We are live here again with some high school volleyball action. We've done Lead-Deadwood a few times. This is their final home game of the year, so glad to be back here. First time we're doing the Douglas Patriots here this season too, so to see what Douglas is all about for this 2024 season. A Black Hills Conference matchup, and Lead-Deadwood trying to get a little bit of momentum heading into the Region 8 tournament that's coming up here in a few weeks. But yeah, KDSJ-TV, you can watch it on YouTube. You can also watch it on our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. If you have a device that's capable of streaming Facebook or YouTube, or even if you have that on your cellular device and you can AirPlay it or screenplay it over to a bigger TV, that is also a very viable option as well for those. If the family's watching, if you have some relatives playing in this game or just want to watch some high school volleyball action here in the West River, South Dakota, KDSJ-TV is your best place to do it.
AA, they come in with a record of 11-15 on the season to the Douglas Patriots from the Class AA ranks. And the Lead-Deadwood come in with a record of 5-19. Let's see, Lead-Deadwood was last in action last Thursday. We'll tell you more about that matchup. The Douglas Patriots are coming off of a weekend where they got 5 games in during their own tournament, which was held over in Box Elder this past Saturday. That's all coming up in our Heiserling Concrete laying the foundation segment. We'll also have your Dana Tinto Art starting lineup. We also have the introduction of our game officials. That's all the way before the scheduled first serve, probably going to be around 7:20 p.m. tonight. So if you're still heading up to the game here in Lead tonight, you still have some time. If you can't make it to the game for whatever reason, keep it right here on KDSJ Sports for all the action. We'll be back with more of our countdown to first serve. It is the Jake's Collision Repair pregame show when we come back in 2 minutes.
Their reputation by offering the highest quality, guaranteed repairs in the area. Satisfied customers return again and again for everything from collision repair to custom paint, glass and windshield, and the best hail repair in the region. They're preferred by most insurance companies and work with all of them. Jake's Collision Repair of Spearfish and Sturgis. Give them a Google today for the best repair on your vehicle, guaranteed.
At Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, we are here to help you make your comeback. Our team is standing by to diagnose and treat your injury with some of the most advanced treatment options available and same-day appointments. Monument Health practitioners work closely with our therapists and physicians in communities throughout the Black Hills, with locations in Rapid City and Spearfish. Visit monument.health/orthopedics for more information. That's monument.health/orthopedics for more information.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base Sports Nutrition Program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that it...
Welcome back here to the Lead-Deadwood High School gym as the final home game of the season for Gold Digger Volleyball as they host the Douglas Patriots in an inter-class Black Hills Conference matchup tonight right here on KDSJ Sports. Coming to you live for the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Monument Health, the official sports medicine provider to several high schools in the Black Hills and northeastern Wyoming. This is our high school volleyball match of the week on this Tuesday night as Douglas visits Lead-Deadwood. The Douglas Patriots come in with 11 wins on the season, just hosted their own tournament over in Box Elder this past weekend. And let's lay the foundation a little bit more, being brought to you by Heinzerling Concrete. Give them a call at 605-210-2320. Here's Clayson Davis with more of our scouting reports on the Patriots and the Gold Diggers.
Yes, thank you, Cody. We'll start off with the Patriots. Again, this is the first time we're doing a Patriots broadcast here this high school sports volleyball season. Again, the Patriots coming into this game with 11-15 record, currently sitting on the outside, really on the bubble, to make that SODAC 16 to punch their ticket to state. As the Douglas Patriots, they've had themselves a pretty good schedule. They have some good wins, especially over Custer. Beat Custer a few times, beat Red Clouds, beat Sturgis, beat Belfouche in a good one earlier this year that went to 5 sets. But they played a pretty all right schedule. Talking with head coach Tucker for the Douglas Patriots, she said that this last week when they got in 5 games at their tournament that they hosted, the Douglas Invite, she said that was some of the best volleyball that she's seen her team play this whole year, as they were really able to get some continuity going. They have a lot of young faces. They have some 3 seniors starting, but aside from that, all freshmen and sophomore. A lot of these girls were moved up straight from C team, freshman team, straight up to varsity. So a very young team, but head coach Tucker said this is kind of the first time that they've been able to play really all together and had confidence really the whole season, as they ended up getting 3rd place in their hometown tournament. She said really all of their setters have been, or all of their players have been great, especially their setter, and that is number 3, Mercedes Burke. She's been doing a great job. Also, Emma Odegaard has also been a great leader for the Lady Patriots. Their main player is Kaylee Lancel, the senior, number 12, outside hitter of 5'6". Just seeing her warm up, she's able to jump out of the gym and really get some kills. She leads them statistically in kills, aces, and also I think she said even digs too. So be on the lookout there. As that's a look at the Douglas Patriots. Again, this past week they were able to get 3rd place in the Douglas tournament, as they ended up beating Bennett County twice, once in the pool play and second in the 3rd place game. Beat Belfouche as well, and then lost to Kadoka area, who ended up winning the entire tournament before beating Bennett County again in the semifinals. So that's a look at the Douglas Patriots. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers coming to this contest 5-19 on the season. We last saw them versus Spearfish right here on KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. But talking to head coach Ashley Hansen, she said Spearfish, that was the hardest part of their schedules, and that's where injuries really start to hit the Golddiggers. 4 girls out tonight. 1 actually moved away from Lead-Deadwood, so she'll be not a part of the team. But 3 concussions that has plagued the Golddiggers really as far as numbers-wise, having to play some new faces right when Ashley Hansen said that. They really started to figure out their rotation, then injury bugs started to hit them and really played a toll on the Golddiggers. But they were able to get their first regular season home win in the past 4 seasons, as they also beat New Underwood for the second time this year in 5 sets here in Lead-Deadwood High School to really kind of give the girls some confidence, as they started off October strong after a very, very disappointing September, is what head coach Ashley Hansen said. But able to start off the month of October strong to really get the girls some confidence. They said statistically they are getting way more kills and way more digs, especially. That's something that the Golddiggers have struggled a lot this season, is the defensive side of the ball. But she said she's seen improvement there, and really starting off this month of October has started off well, especially with a 3-game winning streak with Newell, Bison, New Underwood, and then ended up beating New Underwood on the 15th last week as well, before losing to Sturgis last Thursday. But that's a look at both teams as we send it back over to Cody Oliver with more.
And again, this is the last home game of the season for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. The second to last game of the regular season, as they host Douglas tonight at home. Then they're on the road next Tuesday night at Custer. And then the following week, they will get into the Region 8A tournament. Right now, they're at the bottom of the region, so they'd be traveling throughout the playoffs. So this is it at home for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers as they sport some pink jerseys tonight. We'll tell you more about that as our pregame show continues and our countdown to first serve. We laid the foundation of being brought to you by Heiserling Concrete. Our scouting reports for both of these teams tonight brought to you by Heiserling Concrete and also by Clayson Davis. We'll be back with more of our pregame show as we continue live right here on KDSJ Sports.
With them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
Vehicles today are complicated and expensive. The professionals at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Spearfish are here to guide you through everything automotive. From cars, trucks, and SUVs to parts and repairs, Junix takes the confusion out of automobile ownership. Enjoy the ride with Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Family owned since 1931 on West Jackson in Spearfish.
I'm Cody Oliver along with Clayson Davis on this Tuesday night. It's our high school volleyball match of the week right here on KDSJ Sports, as we've laid the foundation for this broadcast with our scouting report for the Patriots and the Golddiggers. Now let's have a look at the latest polls as we have our matchup menu coming up. This week's high school volleyball polls for this week of October 21st, the regular season winding down for the Class A teams. Just 2 weeks left. Class AA has 3 weeks left. And leading the way in the Class AA ranks is undefeated Harrisburg. They're 18-0 in the season. Second is Sioux Falls Jefferson, then O'Gorman, Washington, and Watertown. Where would the Spearfish Spartans be on this long winning streak that they've had? They're right now sitting 7th in the state in the seeding points at 18-5. Class A, moving up to the number 1 spot this week is Dakota Valley. Then it's Dale Rapids, Sioux Falls Christian, Miller, and Baltic. The Hill City Rangers are the best team here in the Black Hills in Class A. They lead the Black Hills Conference and Region 8A. They have a record of 24-3 on the season. They'd be right there just outside the top 5 in about the number 6 spot in the power points. And for Class B, number 1 is Chester area, followed by Burke, Warner, Hitchcock-Tulare, and Northwestern. The Kadoke area Cougars may want to watch out for them come postseason time. They're 26-3 in the season. They'd be there about number 8 in the rankings by the polls, but by the power points, they're 4th in the state in Class B. The Faith Lady Longhorns coming off of a second-place finish at the Douglas tournament. They're currently 25-5 on the season and ranked number 8 in the state by the power points. So that's your top 5 in the state in all 3 classes, as well as some of the better teams around here, including Spearfish, Hill City, Kadoke area, and Faith. Now for your matchup menu, being brought to you by Beef Logic. Tonight's matchups for high school volleyball, there are a lot of them here on this busy Tuesday night because Thursday night will be taken over by high school football. So it's a big night tonight, including Timberlake at Faith. It'll be Bennett County at Phillip. Stanley County goes to Kadoke area tonight. In Class AA action, number 4 Sioux Falls, Washington is at Brandon Valley. Sioux Falls Roosevelt goes to Brookings. Spearfish tries to extend that winning streak as they're at Hot Springs tonight. Also in high school volleyball in the Black Hills Conference, Custer is at Hill City. Douglas will be at Lead-Deadwood. We have that featured game coming up in just mere moments right here on KDSJ Sports. There's also Aberdeen Central at Mitchell. In the Class AA ranks, Sioux Falls Lincoln is at number 3 O'Gorman. The top team in Class AA Harrisburg is at number 3 in Class A, Sioux Falls Christian. Couple more matchups in the Black Hills Conference, including Belfouche at St. Thomas More. Rapid City Christian is at Sturgis tonight. Huron is at Pierre. And another top 5 matchup as number 2 Sioux Falls Jefferson at number 5 Watertown. So that is your matchup menu tonight, being brought to you by Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council, as the Black Hills Conference tonight features 5 matchups in the conference. And then again, Lead-Deadwood hosting at Douglas. That's part of the Black Hills Conference. And our matchup menu being brought to you by the South Dakota Beef Industry Council and Beef Logic. The Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers coming off of a loss here at home last Thursday against the Sturgis Scoopers, and that dropped them to 5-19 on the season. Lead-Deadwood dropped that match in 3 straight sets.
Yeah, looking at that game, the Sturgis versus Lead-Deadwood, as Sturgis, they got on the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers early with scores of 25-14 in that first set. Then the Lead-Deadwood came back and was pulled ahead in that second set. They built up a 16-9 advantage in that second set before Sturgis rallied off 12 straight and ended up winning the match 25-23. Then in the ending, it was Lead-Deadwood, the experience of the Scoopers. They got ahead of the Golddiggers and ended up winning the match 25-17. But head coach Hanton said it was a good game from us as they were able to play with a Class AA opponent in the Sturgis Scoopers. She quotes, September was rough, but she's starting to believe that the players are starting to buy in and starting to believe into what she's trying to do with the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers program.
That again was the last game for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. That was on Thursday night of last week as they dropped one at home to Sturgis. The Douglas Patriots had a busy week last night. They played Hot Springs. Last week they also played Rapid City Stevens. And then in their tournament, they defeated Hardin County 2-1. They defeated Bennett County 2-0. They defeated Belfouche 2-0. So they come out of their pool play at 3-0 and then lost to Kadoke area in the semifinals 2-0. And then in the fourth place game, they defeated Bennett County 2-0. So Douglas coming off of a tournament where they went 4-1. They're now 11-15 overall on the season as they come off that win over Bennett County for 3rd place at their own tournament, 2-0. It's time now for our national anthem, and we have special guests in the house tonight. It is the Lead-Deadwood Gold Digger Pep Band, and let's hear from them with our national anthem. And once again, that is the Lead-Deadwood High School pep band tonight with our national anthem. So thanks once again to all the students over there in the pep band just off to our right playing tonight's national anthem. It's time now for your Dana Dental Arts starting lineups. Dana Dental Arts, where a beautiful smile is always in style. And we'll go with, let's see, Clayson Davis. Who do you got for the Douglas Patriots and their starters?
Yeah, for the Douglas Patriots, we have number 1, Emma Odegaard. She's a setter, a 5'5" sophomore. Again, a very young team is this Douglas Patriots squad, but she is a starter at one of the setter positions. Mercedes Burke is 5'6". She is a senior. She's been one of the leaders there for the Douglas Patriots as well. Number 9, Miley Archer, a 5'10" middle hitter. She's a sophomore as well. Ramsey Johnson, number 10, an outside hitter at 5'5", junior. Number 12, Kaylee Lancel, an outside hitter at 5'6". She's again one of the seniors as well. Number 21, Riley LaJoy. She's a middle hitter slash center at 5'8", sophomore. And then the libero is Mackenzie Lonsby, a 5'4". She don't have a grade, so we're just going to call her the libero. But that is the starters for the Douglas Patriots.
And now let's get to know your Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers starters. Once again, being brought to you by Dana Dental Arts, where a beautiful smile is always in style. Jason Vogt leads things off. She is a junior middle hitter. She's at 6'1", and she is the tallest girl on the team. Getting the start tonight is number 2, Hayden Jacobs, first-year player for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers after transferring up from Texas. She is a junior setter at 5'5". Also getting the start will be number 6, Nakaya Black. She's a junior outside hitter at 5'5". Getting the start as well for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers is a sophomore. Ava Bertrand is a setter at 5'8". Number 9, Ivy Hayes, a junior outside hitter at 5'5". Also getting the start will be a senior, Delaney Madsen. She is a senior, number 15 on the pink jerseys tonight. She is a middle hitter, standing at 5'8". And Hannah Henson is also getting the start. She will be your libero. She is a sophomore, playing for her older sister, who is the head coach, Ashley Hansen-Oyen. So that is your starters tonight, as the Golddiggers will go with a couple of seniors in their starting lineup here for their last game on the home court, including Taylor Hansen and Delaney Manson. And also in the lineup tonight, Jason Vogt, Hayden Jacobs, Ava Bertrand will be getting some time tonight, along with Ivy Hayes and Delaney Manson. The two setters that they go with are Hayden Jacobs and also Ava Bertrand. And then the libero, who is getting things taken care of over there by the bench, Hannah Hansen. And her older sister is the head coach, Ashley Hansen. And I think we're about ready to go. The Golddiggers under head coach Hansen-Oyen, and the Douglas Patriots under head coach Sarah Tucker. They get everybody rotated in here for both sides. Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers wearing the long pink jerseys with some white and black trim, and then black tights. They'll be on the right side of the net tonight, along with their bench over there on the far side of the floor. And the Douglas Patriots, Class AA team coming over from Box Elder. They will be sporting their red, white, and blue tonight. Some red off the side. The libero is all in white and black. And the libero for Lead-Deadwood is in black and white. So we're underway. First serve there by the Douglas Patriots, and the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers will start things off with the first point of the game as we get started here at 7:25 p.m.
Yeah, and some of the keys to the game for both teams. Both teams need to be able to communicate when talking with both head coaches, as both really young teams having a hard time gel this season. So who's able to communicate and also set up the block first, and who's able to stop kills and dig up the ball defensively will have the best chance to win the game.
Glad you're joining us tonight on KDSJ radio platforms as well as KDSJ-TV, where you can watch the game for free tonight. KDSJ-TV, and that is online at our YouTube channel and Facebook Live. Both teams have a point here as this is the first set, the best of 5 tonight between these teams as we battled to 25, and if we have to go that fifth and final set, it'll be the race to 15. Golddiggers hit this one long, and it'll be a point for the Douglas Patriots. Again, coming off of their own tournament where they went 4-1 and captured third place at a tournament that had a dozen teams, and the Kadoke area Cougars won it all. Here's Douglas on their side of the net. That would be the left-hand side. Here's the attack. They get it over. It's dug up by Lead-Deadwood. Now the Golddiggers get it over, that time by Black. Now the red and black, or the red and dark blue, I guess I would say, for the Douglas Patriots. They get it over in 3. Now Douglas back at it. They go middle and trying to go deep corner. That one goes out of bounds, and a point for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers as we're tied up at 2s.
Yeah, that was a good job that time, Lead-Deadwood. They're trying to set up the block early, as talking with head coach Ashley Hanchin. She said they need to be able to block Douglas's attack and then be able to set up blocks themselves and dig the block whenever it goes off of their defender.
That's Clayson Davis. I'm Cody Oliver with the play-by-play tonight of our high school volleyball match of the week. We've been in a lot of different gyms so far this year, from I can remember Belfouche, Spearfish, Sturgis, Newell, Lead as our fall tour 2024. Deep into the net. Good job by the Patriots to send it over, and they'll call a violation on the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers.
Yeah, Lead-Deadwood just got too far into the net that time. I like the hustle that time by Micaiah Black, but it was just too far into the net.
Thanks to Dana Denoarts, they brought us our starting lineup. We haven't had any substitutions in yet, so still playing with the starters for both teams. We'll recognize our game officials as we go on through the night as well. As Douglas goes to the outside hitter, they tap it over. Good block there by Lead-Deadwood. The Golddiggers in the pink, as the whole month of October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So dig a little pink tonight. And hitting it over there by the Douglas Patriots was Mercedes Burke. Here's the attack by Black. It's dug up there by the Patriots. We have a good volley going back and forth here. Over to the Golddigger side. Black pushes it over. Now getting ready for the Douglas attack. That time it was number 5, Brianna Rosado. Then over the shoulder, we still have the volley going on here, but we're going to have the point for the Douglas Patriots, as I think they're going to call Lead-Deadwood for a violation there. So now 5-2 Douglas.
Setter that time. Hayden Jacobs for the Golddiggers just got too far into the net, trying to get that tip over to Douglas's side.
Miley Archer with the serve. Lead-Deadwood unable to return it, as it is blocked there by the Patriots. Now 6-2 in favor of the Pats. Serving again is Miley Archer, sophomore middle hitter, 5'10". Fairly young squad, actually, for both of these teams, the Patriots and the Golddiggers. Only 2 seniors for Lead-Deadwood. And despite being a large Class AA school, Douglas with 3 seniors in volleyball. This one will go underneath the net. It'll be a point for the Golddiggers, as they need this serve back, and they get it. It's now 6-3.
Yeah, Lead-Deadwood, they're doing a good job of playing off of the block. That's one thing that Lead-Deadwood has struggled with in the past, is setting up the block, but then no one's able to get behind the block and dig the ball. Lead-Deadwood way better defensively so far.
That one is hit long by the Douglas Patriots. So we will send this one back to Lead-Deadwood. They'll serve it up, down by a couple points here, 6-4. Their server is the sophomore libero, Hannah Hansen. Here's the attack by Douglas. Gets it over here to Lead-Deadwood side. Bertrand with the set, goes deep into the net. And this will be a point for Lead-Deadwood. Despite it being in a bad location there for the Golddiggers to go on the attack, the Douglas Patriots kind of helped him out there. Gave him a point, now 6-5.
Yeah, that was the 5'5" setter in Jacob. She actually won the tip battle there at the net and was able to get it down on the Patriots side.
And this one will land inbounds on this far near corner, or back line near corner here for the Lead-Deadwood Golddigger side. And that will bring up the Patriots back to serve. And serving will be Carolyn Gray, a sophomore. Hit by Madsen for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. Now over to the Diggers side. There is Black, and she'll get it down for a point for Lead-Deadwood. Found a nice open spot there. Nakaya Black looking to be the best player so far in this game, and she's had some nice moves out there. Gets the Golddiggers within 1, 7-6. And back to serve will be Bertrand.
Yeah, so far the Gold Diggers, they're the one that are able to establish an offensive rhythm so far as Douglas, they've just been having a hard time trying to dig up balls, and that time an ace for the Gold Diggers as ties this one up at 7 apiece, and the momentum on Lead-Deadwood's side.
Gold Diggers had probably their best set last Thursday. That second set against the Sturgis Scoopers had a 7-point lead in that one and then let it slip away. Now they have their first lead in this one. It's 8-7. Going out of the game real quick is Jason Vogt. She is going to be attended to by Cree Bowen, the athletic trainer for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers, but we still play on over to the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers side. Here's the send over by Black. And then this one will land out of bounds. A point here for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. Looks like Vogt will have her knee tended to underneath of her knee pad. Maybe some blood there, so they're going to clean that up. Spearfish made the substitution, or excuse me, Lead-Deadwood getting a sub in, CC Percy. Now here is the attack by the Douglas Patriots. They send it across. It's dug up by Bertrand. Then back across the net by the Douglas Patriots. And a point here for Douglas. So they get within one now, 9-8.
Yeah, Douglas that time just be able to work around the block and just get it right inside the line to get it down for Deadwood. See if this sparks any sort of momentum, and there it does with an ace.
Point for the Patriots just like that. Good serving by number 10, Ramsey Johnson, to tie things up at 9. Douglas coming in 11-15 on the season. Lead-Deadwood 5-19. As Clayson mentioned in our scouting report, Douglas right there on the bubble. They are in the 16th and final spot to try to get into that Sodex 16 next month. The Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers at the bottom of Region 8A. They have a ways to climb to try to get maybe that 7th spot, because it looks like Bellefouche might have that one clamped down even. Douglas on their side, it would be the left-hand side of the net. And Lead-Deadwood can't dig it back up as it goes off the net. And a point here for Douglas, so we're tied up at 10, a competitive match here. So far, it is set number 1, 10-10.
Yeah, so far as what Ashley Hansen said, being able to dig up the ball and pass the ball, as I talked with her in the pregame, that's been the key to the game so far. When Deadwood's been able to get digs, they've been able to set up their offense, but when they're having a hard time digging and passing the ball, it swings the momentum to Douglas.
Patriots there with a kill for number 12, Kaylee Lenciel, the senior outside hitter at 5'6". The tallest girl for the Douglas Patriots would be Miley Archer, who is 5'10". Tallest player for Lead-Deadwood is 6'1". Really, both of these teams vertically challenged, as the Gold Diggers just don't have any height. It goes 6'1", and then everybody else is down there at 5'6", 5'7". So you have to be quick, and you have to have a pretty good vertical to stay competitive here. Here's the Patriots, and they will hit this one long. It comes over here to the near side, out of bounds into the front row, where you're not allowed to sit. So it was a clean spot for them to get the volleyball from. A new rule here for the Black Hills Conference teams. If you're a spectator, don't sit in the front row, but anywhere else you can. This one is hit down and in. That will be a point for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers. And that's a 2-point lead now, 13-11.
Yeah, that time it was a 6'1" Jason Vogt. Back in the game after getting her knee tended to, as Lead-Deadwood, like you said earlier, Cody, vertically challenged, so to have 6'1" out there as your middle blocker spot, so important for the Gold Diggers.
Now Kaya Black there with the dig, and then nobody around for the setter, even with the 6'2" rotation that they sometimes do. Nobody was home there, and it's now 13-12 in favor of the Gold Diggers. Hannah Hansen back in for the Diggers in the libero position. We're in the black with the white numbers. Lead-Deadwood unable to get this one over by Taylor Hansen. She goes out of the game. Checking back in for the Diggers will be Hayden Jacobs, the junior setter at 5'5", one of their better players this year. Good transfer in. Her and Bertrand and Black have been the main girls. Up in the air, And Vogt sends it over. Now she gets back into her center position at the front row. Back over to Bertrand. There's the set by Jacobs. Hit over by Vogt. Now deep into the net, the Douglas Patriots didn't have an opportunity to go after that one, and it's 14-13 in favor of the hometown Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers under second-year head coach Ashley Hansen-Oyen, who played for the Golddiggers back in the day. Was also the freshman team coach. And this one's going to drop in for a point for the Douglas Patriots. So they tie things up at 14, and they'll go back to serve. And doing the duties will be Kaylee Lanchiel.
Yeah, that time, the block from Lead-Deadwood, they're able to get it up in front of Douglas Patriots, but the block goes off the top of the hands, and no one was able to track down the ball to dig it up.
First set, we're tied up at 14, but not anymore. The Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers get a point there to make it 15-14 as we go back and forth in this first set. Best out of 5. Each team gets 2 timeouts per set. Neither team has used one yet. Lead-Deadwood will send back server Cece Percy, the junior defensive specialist. At 5-2, that'll be an ace for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers, so they now lead at 16-14. And a timeout called here by the Douglas Patriots head coach, Sarah Tucker. 16-14, Golddiggers with the advantage by 2. Let's recognize our game officials for this contest. It is the law on the court is what we call it. And let's check things out here. Our officials for tonight, Robert Steffi and Kelly Whiting. Kelly will be up on the stand, the man on the stand in this one. And then Robert Steffi is over on the far side of the floor, taking care of things on the floor over there by the scores table, making sure all the rotations are good, the substitutions. If there's any questions from the scores table, Robert will take care of that. And your lines being called once again by Mr. Gary Lynn, the librarian here at the Lead-Deadwood High School. And Dr. Wendy Chamber-Watkins is taking care of things over at the other corner. She has the red flag. And she's had some close calls so far here in this near side corner. Those are your officials as we have our officials introduction and our referees and line judges tonight. It is the law on the court being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. Lead-Deadwood unable to dig this one up off the floor. It's a point for the Douglas Patriots coming out of the timeout that they called. It's now 16-15 Diggers.
And that was a good job that time by Kaylee Lanslow. She leads the Patriots statistically in kills and in blocks. So Lead-Deadwood trying to get her going early.
Service error by the Patriots. So a point for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers to make it 17-15. Lead-Deadwood has been to 3 tournaments this regular season. That's usually what you're limited to. They started off the season at the Custer tournament. Then later on in September, they at the Rapid City volleyball tournament. And they also hosted their own tournament here in October. That was a Saturday a couple weeks ago, the Mile High tournament. And before you know it, you're down to your final 2 games of the regular season tonight and next Tuesday night. Last home game of the season here for Lead-Deadwood as they lead this first set, 17-16. The Patriots get this one over, but Lead-Deadwood can't return it. It's an ace for the Douglas Patriots as they tie things up at 17.
Yeah, another 2-0 run now for the Douglas Patriots, as that's just the farthest stretch that we've had so far in runs. There's only been a 2-point lead. That's been the largest lead of the night for really either team.
Douglas Patriots 11-15 on the season. Last year they were right there at 500 at 18 wins and 18 losses. And they play a competitive schedule there in Class AA and the Black Hills Conference. Of course, Hill City and Spearfish leading the way in the conference so far this fall, but then Rapid City Christian, St. Thomas More has come on, Custer. And this will be a point for the Douglas Patriots as they get a point there going up over the net and putting it down on the Golddigger side. And again, we're tied this time at 18s.
A quick check of the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Spearfish trying to make it 19 straight games. One playing a Hot Springs there. They took the first set. They're in Hot Springs as they now lead at 1-0.
Back here, the Douglas Patriots get it over to Lead-Deadwood's side. Now Black sends it over with the one hand. Gets back to her position there at the front row. Gets a nice block on it. That was Black and Madsen going there with that double block on this near side. She timed that one perfectly. Again, Black is not that tall. She stands at 5'5", but she has good vertical. And they stick her up at the front row there as she comes in over to the right side. 19-18, Douglas with the lead by 1. Now Black goes over. Here's Hansen. She gets it over, and a point for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers, so we're tied up at 19.
A good job that time by Taylor Hansen, the senior. Hits it cross court as Douglas, they had a chance to go at it with Carolyn Gray. She wasn't able to control the kill, and now it's tied up again at 19.
This one will hit too hard as that one will go down out of bounds. So the Golddiggers get the point there, 20-19. Douglas sitting again at the number 16 spot in the state at 11-15 overall. They're 4-8 on the road this year, and against teams under 500, they're 4-6. So that kind of tells you the story. They're about 500 at everything, and they're trailing Pierre. Now they have 5 more wins than Pierre does, but it comes down to your strength of schedule kind of and your power points. So Pierre has 6 wins, Douglas has 11, and Douglas is spot back. But Douglas does lead Yankton. Sturgis Scoopers on the outside looking in. They're 6-15 on the season. They'd be currently 19th out of the 20 Class AA teams. Mr. Gary Lynn pleading his case over at the stand here at the volleyball court. I think there was an appeal. So Gary had the angle on that. And they talked to him to see what he saw. We don't have replay. We do here at KDSJ-TV sometimes, but they don't get to see that.
I couldn't quite know what exactly they were trying to review, so I was about as clueless as you were on what they were trying to do with the stoppage in play, as you know, all of our
knowledge
lawmen on the court all met there at the stand to talk amongst something. Now Lead-Deadwood's head coach Ashley Hansen having a word to say.
It's tied up at 20. Every point here is going to be important as we go through the final 5 points of this set. You got to win by 2. So now Coach Hansen Oyen will have some time to chat with her team. She does. Meanwhile, Mr. Steffi is over at the scores table, one of the officials. As we mentioned, he takes care of any appeals and also any questions that the scores table may have. They did give the last point to the Douglas Patriots, so that leaves us now tied up at 20. And they're talking things over there. Tell us a little bit more about our new platform that we have here in 2024, KDSJ-TV.
Are you going to call me a baby again?
Not going to call you.
Okay.
Toddler.
For those who don't know that reference, go rewatch what you can with all of our sports broadcasts. You can rewatch everything, including the Newell Hardin County volleyball game, where you will get a little Easter egg on what on earth Cody and I are talking about. But no KDSJ, but just getting ready to complete its first full fall season of KDSJ-TV. We have a sports broadcast. At the ending of the season, we'll have some highlight packages coming out as well. We have our podcast, From the Bench podcast, on every Wednesday, where we didn't have one last week. Still in the works of getting one ready for tomorrow, but might have a chance to talk some volleyball coming up in this week's episode. That is our From the Bench podcast on YouTube TV, on KDSJ-TV, on YouTube and on Facebook. Probably get it on YouTube TV as well for those who have that subscription service. I personally do not, so I do not know all the ins and outs of that service. But, yeah, that's KDSJ-TV as we keep having a discussion here at midcourt. Have a quick little time to look at our scoreboard, see what's going on across the state.
Brought to you by Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
As again, Spearfish leading Hot Springs, about ready to take the second set. Spearfish won set 1, 25-19, and about ready to take the second set. A tighter second set. The score is currently 23-22. Big one between two top 5 teams in their respective classes. Number 1, an undefeated Harrisburg, They are taking on number 3 in Class A, Sioux Falls Christian, and it's the Harrisburg Tigers up 2-0. But we have a good one in set number 3 as Sioux Falls Christian currently leads Harrisburg 23-22. Aberdeen Central swept Mitchell 3-0 earlier today. It was O'Gorman, number 3 in Class AA, sweeping Sioux Falls Lincoln 3-0. Pierre and Huron are tied at 1 apiece. They're at the end of set 2, going to set 3. And we're going to 5 sets between Brandon Valley and number 4, Sioux Falls, Washington. That one could play a pull in the rankings for the Sodak 16. We'll have a quick look at them real quick on KDSJ-TV. But that one's tied in between Brandon Valley and number 4, Sioux Falls, Washington. Watertown in a top 5 matchup with Sioux Falls Jefferson. Watertown number 5 going to compete in that East-West tournament in Spearfish coming up, as Watertown and Sioux Falls Jefferson tied up at 2 apiece. That one's also going to set number 5 as we're back in action here in Lead-Deadwood.
I'm going to fill in as a rules analyst right now. This will be really short and sweet and really deep. They thought Lead-Deadwood touched the ball the last time, so that's why they gave him a point. Then they took the point away. Then the 3-minute conversation over there at the scores table was about Lead-Deadwood being out of rotation. So now it's 21-20 in favor of Douglas, and Lead-Deadwood has the serve back. Hopefully that was clear as mud.
That's about as good as explanation we're probably going to get on KDSJ.
I just had to ask fans, and usually parents know. So
I think we can include that into the budget next year, is having like a rules expert like they have on the bigger platforms.
I think we need one because we may have to explain something again as the official comes over to the scores table and looking at the motion of their hands. They're talking about rotation again, and not quite sure if Lead-Deadwood's all confused about their rotation because this is the second time that they have been looking at this, and Douglas has called them out both times. So get caught with their hand in the cookie jar, and we'll see what happens here. Lead-Deadwood down by 1, 21-20. Coming up this week, we have possibly From the Bench podcast over on KDSJ-TV and Facebook Live. Thursday night football this week. Everybody's on Thursday night, not Friday night. It's the end of the regular season for the bigger schools. The smaller schools are getting into their playoffs. So 4 different classes will be starting things up for the postseason on Thursday. Meanwhile, the bigger schools will finish off the regular season on Thursday. We have Sturgis at Spearfish right here on KDSJ Sports, all across radio, AM, FM, online, the mobile app. KDSJ-TV will be set up at Lyle Hare Stadium in Spearfish for the regular season finale for Sturgis and Spearfish.
That one should be a good one as well. Anytime the Scoopers and the Spartans get together, you can throw the records out the window. It's always going to be a good game. 2 teams that know each other very well. All the kids have known each other pretty much ever since grade school. And 2 teams that like to not like each other there on the football field. So I think we could be in for a good game here on Thursday.
Not many times is it a blowout. As again, you can throw the records out right now. Spearfish, the better team, but they just got beat, so they went from like number 2 down to 5. And then Sturgis has lost 5 games in a row. I think they're holding back their main running back for this Thursday, so after being out for 2 weeks, he possibly could return. And Sturgis is on the outside looking in on the playoff picture as well. So a big game this Thursday night, 6 o'clock at Lyle Hare Stadium on the campus at BHSU. We still haven't figured out anything with the officials talking things over. Now the coaches are talking over there. We even have the Lead-Deadwood superintendent getting involved. He's also the cross-country coach, Mr. Eric Pearson. And just seeing what do we need to do to speed this match up a little bit.
Yeah, I really don't know what exactly they're discussing, as now we have...
Next time we'll get a hidden microphone for KDSJ TV and radio and put that over there, and then we can get an insider perspective on what they're talking about.
As now they're talking with head coach Ashley Hansen and assistant coach for Douglas. I don't know if they're just confused with the rotation.
I'm thinking that's it.
Which, if it's a confusion with the rotation, be one thing, but we're already at a 20-21 point in the first set. So I feel like if there was a problem with the books, it would have been discovered before now, I think. But
Douglas has caught Lead-Deadwood 2 times now They have taken 1 point away, but then Lead-Deadwood got that point back just a little bit ago to make it 21-20. So we'll see how things shake out. Let's give some love to our sponsors. How about that?
It's a wonderful idea.
We'll be back in a minute for more high school volleyball. More of us, less of us, more of our sponsors. We'll be back in a minute.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Fisher Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects from a pickup load to thousands of ton. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
Welcome back here to the Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Let's set up your lineup for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers, as after the long await, they have Delaney Madsen. Also out there, they'll have Taylor Hansen, Nakaya Black. Also out there is going to be Ivy Hayes, Hannah Hansen, their libero, and Ava Bertrand. We're playing on. It was Douglas with the 1 point lead here, 20-19. They did not give us an answer, so we'll just be left clueless.
They also made the score. It was 19-20. So I don't know if they took off 2 points or because I had 20-21 on my scoreboard. But now it's a tied up game after that kill from Lead-Deadwood, and I guess we play on.
20-20 tie is what the scoreboard has, so we'll go with that. Here's the serve by Madsen, comes over here to the Lead-Deadwood side. The Golddiggers send it across. This one's going to be deep and out of bounds. Point back over to the Douglas Patriots. This has been a really good set. Back and forth we have gone. Maybe the 3 point lead maybe has been the biggest.
I'd say maybe two, I think, has been our longest lead. Don't know how many lead changes we've had, but it's been more than 4 for sure.
To the back row. Here's Black with the dig. There's the set by Hansen, and then a swing and miss by Jason Vogt. You don't see that very often. She just didn't time it right and swung at the volleyball and totally missed. So it's 22-20. Douglas gets the point there on the strike. And we have little projections for some postseason play here for high school volleyball, with this week and next week left for the Class A teams and Class B teams. And for Class AA, they still have some time. A couple weeks, they'll get things started later on in November. Looking at the projections, what do we have?
Yeah, looking at the Class AA, Sodak 16, if it were to start today, and number 16, that is Douglas right now. They're trying to hold on to that last 16 hole. They would have to travel to undefeated Harrisburg. Number 15, Pierre, and number 2, Jefferson. Huron playing Washington Central of Rapid City. Playing number 4, Gorman Stevens, right in front of them. In the 12th hole, they would have to travel to number 5, Watertown. Spearfish, they're at the 7th hole, and they are currently projected to host Brandon Valley. Brandon Valley, they will actually be in Spearfish this weekend for the East-West tournament. And that's a look at what the projected Sodak 16 teams would be for Class AA.
Let's see. Harrisburg will also be in town. The undefeated team in Class AA. They'll be in Spearfish, as Spearfish and Sturgis this year host the East-West Classic on Friday and Saturday. Some good volleyball to take in. I think the Spartans will get about 5 matches in between 2 days, as the Douglas Patriots now taking advantage of some Golddigger errors. And it's now 24-20 Patriots set point.
Yeah, that time, Jason Vogt just having a hard time getting in rhythm. She's missed on a few kills, and we'll see if they'll try to serve to her again, as now it's a 4-point lead for the Patriots.
Golddiggers trying to keep this set alive. They get it over, and it lands inbounds right in front of the Douglas Patriot bench. Nice put down there by, I believe it was number 9 for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. That was Ivy Hayes. Nice job by her. Here's Lead-Deadwood down by 3, trying to make a comeback. They get the serve over. Douglas does the same. Long go gadget arms by the Douglas Patriots girl in the middle. That's always an advantage for volleyball. That's Miley Archer, 5'10", quite their wingspan she has. And this will be a point for this Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. And the Golddiggers will go back to serve. Serving again for the Diggers will be Hayden Jacobs. Now Douglas has it. They go from the right side. This will be a kill, and this will be a point for Douglas as they take set 1, 25-22. We had a lot of different ties and lead changes in this one, and we thought 3 points probably was the largest difference, and it ended up being 3 points, 25-22, as that 19-20 area, that was where everybody got kind of confused, and then Lead-Deadwood was only able to get 3 points after that. Douglas ended up going on a 6-3 run and end out the set 25-22 to take set 1 in this best of 5. We'll be back with more of our high school volleyball match of the week live tonight from the Lead-Deadwood High School gym on KDSJ Sports.
What life throws in your direction, Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Taking off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them. All major brands. You're squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
I'm Cody Oliver, and also Clayson Davis is here with KDSJ-TV tonight, as we have you covered here on AM, FM, online streaming, the KDSJ Sports mobile app, as well as through YouTube and Facebook Live, where you can watch the game for free tonight, as we have cameras set up here at center court. I also see another camera over there, kind of an angle in the corner there. I don't see any kids' faces on the screen, so probably nothing's unplugged yet. Clayson Davis, good job.
I tried my best. You know, I forgot my child repellent for the camera, so I'm really glad that there's not a bunch of them running around our camera. That kind of makes me a little more relaxed.
And let's see, we have the Douglas Patriots winning set 1, 25-22, after things came to an abrupt halt there for a couple times because of some questions, I believe, regarding the rotation for Lead-Deadwood and some substitutions. And then we ended out with Douglas going on a little run there, 6-3. They win it 25-22. And we are set to go, I believe, here after the official, Robert Steffi. Make sure everybody's good. We got 6 girls on each side of the floor. And Lead-Deadwood will stay on the right. And Douglas will stay on the left. Got the net in the middle. Benches, they don't move around like they used to. They stay put. Did you ever figure out why they rotated back and forth?
I did not.
Okay. I don't think either team really had an advantage. Here we have kind of a high ceiling at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym number 1. So not many times does it go up into the rafters and the lights like it does like at Bell. Here you do have some rafters, lights, speakers, but they're way up there. And then big tarp or I guess a netting in the middle of the floor, up ahead of the net. You can see such things only at KDSJ-TV. For radio fans, I try to paint the picture. It's a 1-1 tie on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, and Douglas has the serve back.
Now, so far, both scores courtesy of the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers, as the first point came off of a block and then a kill, and then the second time, Lead-Deadwood, they weren't able to really get a kill. They hit it into the net. They've missed on a few sets to them, and now they weren't able to dig up a serve, and that was an ace.
Douglas Patriots serving very nicely is Emma Odegaard, a sophomore, setter and right side hitter at 5'5". There is the hit down. The young lady with the long arms, that was Miley Archer. And the sophomore at 5'10" gets that hit.
She's been one of the younger sophomores and freshmen that head coach for the Patriots, she's had to rely on a lot of her younger players throughout this season, and they're just starting to gel together, and one of them that they're going to be relying on for quite a few next few years, that is number 9, Ivy Hayes.
So Douglas getting 4 out of the first 5 points in this second set, and they're going to get another point here as this one actually will go, yes, to Douglas. Let's double check. Douglas has the volleyball, but I think she has to give it up.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Is she still serving? No. So the volleyball needs to go back over to the Lead-Deadwood side. So they will roll it underneath the net, and then Lead-Deadwood needs to find a server.
Pretty smooth operation for the last home game of the year.
Oh, man. And serving for the Golddiggers will be number 8, Cece Percy. One of the better servers on the team for the Golddiggers this year. There's a good hit, but it's just too long for the Douglas Patriots. Number 3, Mercedes Burke.
And now Lead-Deadwood on a 2-0 run after giving up 3 scores to Douglas.
Lead-Deadwood going to go to the outside, and Nakaya Black, she puts something on that one, and that one's hit too hard and out of bounds, makes it 5-3 Douglas. Golddiggers coming off of a loss here at home last Thursday night, 3-0 to the Class AA Sturgis Scoopers. 25-14, 25-23. That second set they led and then gave it up. And also lost the third set 25-17 as a point here for the Golddiggers. Looking back on that one, Hayden Jacobs had 10 set assists for Lead-Deadwood. She had a kill and an ace. Ava Bertrand added 7 kills and 2 assists for the Diggers last Thursday in that losing effort. Sent Lead-Deadwood to 5-19 on the year. This one will go out of bounds, and a point here for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers to tie things up at 5.
Yeah, that block that time by Delaney Madsen, she was able to block it back toward the Douglas Patriots side, and the Patriots, they're out of position. And that's what head coach Ashley Hansen said in the pregame. It's like who was able to block their opponent the best and get around blocks will be the one to really take control of the game.
Point here for the Douglas Patriots on the kill, Mercedes Burke. Now Douglas will get the volleyball back, and it'll be Miley Archer to serve. She'll stand there kind of in the middle of the paint on the basketball court. And this one will be a point by Ava Bertrand. Getting that one over the net and just dumping it down. Nice job by Ava, a sophomore for Lead-Deadwood, and she'll go back to serve. We want to say thanks to a couple more of our sports sponsors this fall, including Granite Automotive over in Rapid City. Thanks to Fisher Sand and Gravel and Pillin Optical in Rapid. Here's Hansen, and trying to get it over was Nakaya Black, but unable to do so.
Yeah, it just looked like a miscommunication that time, as neither Black nor a teammate knew who was going to get that ball over, and then before Nakaya Black took matters into her own hands, really didn't have the body position to hit the ball up over the net.
Lead-Deadwood digs it up there by Hansen, and now goes to the other Hansen, no relation, but Taylor Hansen able to get to the attack and the kill. We have a herd of Hansens here tonight. We have Taylor Hansen. Then her mom used to be the head coach of the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers on the volleyball squad. Then we have Hannah Hansen, who is the libero for Lead-Deadwood. We have Ashley Hansen, who is the head coach of the Golddiggers.
So if the Hansen clan's not able to make it here in Lead, you can always tune on to KDSJ-TV, and you can watch the whole herd of Hansens on both squads do battle here in Lead.
Usually they have this spot sitting right next to us, so we have to say nice things. 8-7. Golddiggers down by 1. Let's get one of those Hansens to get a kill. This time it's Madsen, and she hits a long. Point for Douglas.
And now the challenge for Lead-Deadwood. You're able to get your offense set up. Both of your setters are doing a good job getting your hitters in position. Now it's just getting around the block and just getting the kills down offensively.
Here is Black with the set. Actually, it goes to Bertrand for the set. Then it goes back over. Lead-Deadwood trying to get in position defensively. Here's Madsen. Madsen will send it over. Douglas, one-timer right back at him. Now here's Bertrand with the set. Going over, that time was Taylor Hansen. We have a good volley going back and forth here. The Patriots back over to the Golddigger side. Bertrand with the set, and then I believe a point going for the Douglas Patriots is Ivy Hayes. Hit that one and hit the top of the net and then dropped down. So Douglas Patriots up by 3 here, 10-7. They had the largest advantage in the first set. That was 3 when it all ended at 25-22. Here's the set. Patriots with the attack. Good dig up by Bertrand right there in the middle of the floor. Now here comes the Patriots right back at Lead-Deadwood, and they're going to have her on a bounce, so a violation on Douglas.
Yeah, that one went behind the antenna, which is out of the area of play. If it hits the antenna or goes on the opposite side of the antenna, that is an extension of the volleyball line, and that's out of bounds, much like that serve was for Lead-Deadwood.
Golddiggers with 2 seniors this year, Taylor Hansen and Delaney Madsen. They're playing their last home game of the year and of their career. So we check the substitution coming in here for Lead-Deadwood. Checking in will be number 2, Hayden Jacobs. Going out will be Taylor Hansen.
And now Lead-Deadwood back to that 6-2, as what head coach Ashley Hansen said that she switched between a 6-2 to 5-1 just to kind of switch up, give some more hitters on the floor, help boost the offense, and also gives Douglas, their coaching staff, something to worry about, switching between 2 setters to 1 setters, worrying about what hitters on the floor and which ones are not, and what better matchup they have defensively as well.
Nikaya Black unable to dig that one up. So now it's back to Douglas with a 4-point advantage. There's the dig, there's the set, here's the attack. And it'll be hit too far long there by Ivy Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes, not the tallest girl, only 5'5", a junior, like you said, a vertically challenged Lead-Deadwood team. So able to jump, but it's hard when you're that short to get the ball down across the net.
Here's the attack by the Douglas Patriots. Lead-Deadwood almost touched that ball, but they had it go long and out of bounds, so make it 13-9 in favor of the Patriots. Lead-Deadwood with just 2 sports left here in the fall. They have volleyball still going for a couple weeks, and cross country wraps up their season this Saturday at the state championships at the Hart Ranch. All 6 divisions of cross country across the state will be there this weekend. Here is the attack by Douglas, back over to Lead-Deadwood side, and the Golddiggers get it over in 3. That time by Hayes. Now backing up, ready for the block was Vogt. And we're going to get a point for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers, courtesy of the block attack by Jason Vogt.
Yeah, Jason Vogt, 6'1", the tallest girl on the floor, really, for on either team. She's able just to singly go up and then nail that one right back down to the ground.
Lead-Deadwood, good dig there by Jacobs. Gets it over, this time by Hayes. Nikaya Black standing in the back row and just unable to dig this one up as it was hit hard at her, and she went with her offhand to trying to dig that and couldn't make contact. So a point here for the Douglas Patriots. I think the Pats probably found a spot that they can take advantage of towards that back row near side. And we'll see if they continue to go at Black there. Here is the dig. Here's the attack, this time by Bertrand. Bertrand goes from one side over to the other. Here's the attack by the Patriots. They get it over. Now Lead-Deadwood from the center court. They'll hit this one long. Point goes for the Patriots.
Yeah, Lead-Deadwood, they're able to set up their offense, but then having a hard time again trying to get their kills down as Douglas, they're playing more defense, not emphasizing as much on the block and making Lead-Deadwood force it into the ground, which is something that Lead-Deadwood is having a hard time this second set.
Lead-Deadwood down 16-10. I think a couple girls that need to step up here for Lead-Deadwood will be Ava Bertrand and also Hayden Jacobs. We'll see if Bertrand and Jacobs can get it going here as the Gold Diggers down by 6, 16-10. We'll take a 30-second timeout. Be back with more on KDSJ Sports.
Drive it on to victory with the Granite Home Team. At Granite Automotive, making all the right moves and scoring points for a better customer experience is a true team effort. From sales to finance, showroom to service, every Granite Home Team member has a role to play and a job to perform to make sure your next buying experience is your best buying experience. Enthusiastically on your side. Drive Granite. Go team. Go Granite. Buick, Nissan, GMC. Rapid City. Click drivegranite.com.
Back here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym, let's go on over to the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Here's Clayson Davis with an update.
Yeah, the Hot Springs Lady Bison, they tied up set 2, and now we're tied at 1 apiece between Spearfish and Hot Springs. That's a score to keep track of. Again, Spearfish on a 17-game winning streak, trying to extend it, or I believe 17 or 18. Either way, trying to extend a long winning streak, especially right before the East-West tournament coming up, as that one is tied at 1 apiece.
Back we go here to the Douglas Patriots. Getting it over the net, they did. Lead-Deadwood attack. Douglas digs it up. They go the outside hitter, then partially blocked by Vogt, but then it lands out of bounds, so a point there for Lead-Deadwood. And you can kind of see the momentum and the fuel is out of the side for the Lead-Deadwood Gold Diggers as Douglas just has too much of an attack right now. Lead-Deadwood has a soft tip over. Now back over to the Patriots. Patriots with the hit. Dug up there by Jacobs. Jacobs will send it over in 3. Over to the Patriots side on the left-hand side of the net. And they dig it down just inside, in front of Hannah Hansen, who was trying to dig it up with like her fist and unable to get that one. And Douglas gets another point, now up 18-10.
And now Douglas, they're able to get their offense rolling. They're serving now to the back row as Lead-Deadwood, that block has been giving it trouble so far for the Patriots. But it's hard to get your block set up when you don't know where the attack's coming, and that's what you get when Douglas sets from their back row.
Lead-Deadwood kind of a step behind, actually 2 steps behind now, as they are unable to get the block set up there. So now another point for the Patriots. They're on a roll now, leading at 19-10. And back to serve is Emma Odegaard. Comes over here to the Lead-Deadwood side. And Douglas unable to send it back as they hit it into the net. So now a point for the Gold Diggers, I believe.
Yep, that will stop the 6-0 run for the Douglas Patriots. And now let's see if Lead-Deadwood can get any sort of momentum going and get a spark offensively.
Junior Cece Percy comes in to serve. Lead-Deadwood digs it up. Who's going to slam it down? That would be Vogt. Now back over to the Douglas side, and it does not end well for the Patriots as the ball hits the stand, and that'll be a point for Lead-Deadwood. So the Gold Diggers will go back to serve again, and Percy will do the duties over there. As we say thanks to some more of our sponsors right here on KDSJ Sports for the fall season, including Powder River Energy, and also thanks to Jake's Collision Repair. Third straight point for the Gold Diggers as they get one there. Makes it now 19-13, digging out of this hole as they were down 19-10. Now 19-13 as Percy continues to serve, but this one hits the net and comes down on the Lead-Deadwood side. So a service error there, and the Patriots will get it back. Kaylee Lanchiel will be the server. And here is Bertrand getting it over. Here's the attack by Douglas as they hit that one from out of bounds. Now back over to the Patriots side. The red, white, and blue. Here's the attack for the Pats. Comes to the back row. Takes it off the lights or something up there. And he comes back over here to Jacobs. Here's the attack by Black. As one of the officials just in the way a little bit. I can see how Lead-Deadwood could have a few girls with concussions, because that time Cece Percy dove on the floor and almost hit head first to the stand. Again, as we mentioned in the pregame show, a few girls out with concussions since that Spearfish game. That'll be an ace as they served right to the neck of Hayden Jacobs. That is tough to dig up. And a point here for the Patriots. They're up 22-13. As Lead-Deadwood has the volleyball on their side. Vogt sends it over. Now here's the Patriots. Douglas, they get it. Blocked by Lead-Deadwood. Over to the Patriots side. Now they'll go with the attack again. Lead-Deadwood is there defensively, but nobody is there for the set. And a point on the miscommunication as the Golddiggers have an error there. Point for the Patriots, now 23-13, as they have built up a 10-point advantage here in this second set. Now here's the Patriots with it as they go to the front row. They hit it over, and another time the Lead-Deadwood's not ready for it, and it hits Percy. And that's another point for the Patriots. Now set point 24-13.
Yeah, it just looked like that time Percy wasn't quite ready for it to go really right at her face, and it's hard to get those dug up. And that time looks like that serve could have went out of bounds, but that'll be an ace for the Douglas Patriots as they take set number 2.
25-13 is your final score in set number 2. So Douglas took advantage of some errors, and Lead-Deadwood really that last 10 points or so of this second set, they were just a step or two behind, and Douglas took advantage. Douglas up 2-0 in our high school volleyball match of the week. Right here on KDSJ Sports. We'll be back in 1 minute.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like bus or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
American Colloid, a minerals technologies company, is not only part of the community we live in, they are the community. Bentonite clay, mined right here in our own backyard near Fushing, Colony, Wyoming, provides a contributing factor to this area's economic success. This unique product has a huge range of uses, from the main component and catheter to health and beauty products, pharmaceuticals, and more. It's all produced right here in all of our community. American Colloid Company, working together, winning together.
I'm Cody Oliver back here at the
10 years.
Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. And is the last home game of the season for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers as they host the Douglas Patriots tonight right here on KDSJ Sports. Thanks for joining us this evening on KDSJ 980 AM, 103.5 FM, KDSJ980.com with the Listen Live link. Also KDSJ Sports mobile app. And Clayton Davis is here to give us more details on the fun that you can have by watching KDSJ-TV.
Yeah, the fun you can have on KDSJ-TV. Quite a lot you can do with it, as I'm trying to get our scoreboard set up here. But no, on KDSJ-TV, you can rewatch all of our sports broadcasts throughout this fall, as we have volleyball, we have football, as we have some highlights that'll be coming up here at the end of the fall sports season. It'll lead us right into some high school basketball coming up, and we'll be going all over the Northern Black Hills and across the state with KDSJ-TV following some area teams in the basketball season coming up here soon.
And let's see, we have both teams still huddled up on their respective sides of the net. In that Spearfish matchup at Hot Springs tonight, it's a 1-1 tie. So they're heading to the third set. Here, Douglas has the advantage 2-0 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard, 25-22 and 25-13. Coach Hansen probably stressing again, serve, receive, and defense. are going to be the key here to push this into a fourth set. As again, they've been lacking on the defensive side and really a step or two behind Douglas since that last set where they lost 25-13. So serve, receive, and defense, we'll see how that comes about here in set 3 as the Douglas Patriots will start with the serve, and it'll be an ace. So we just talked about serve, receive. Well, not quite there yet for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers as an ace right out of the gates here for Douglas. We want to say thanks to Wolf's Plumbing and Heating for being a great fall sports sponsor here on KDSJ Sports. This one is blocked by Douglas, set right back into the face of the Lead-Deadwood Golddigger, and a point for the Patriots. Wolf's Plumbing and Heating in Spearfish. Call 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. Over to the Lead-Deadwood Golddigger side. They're able to get it over in 3. Again, wearing the pink long sleeve shirts. And then the libero is in black with the white numbers. It's a 50-50 ball at the net. And this one will go out of bounds. And a point here for the Golddiggers. So point for Lead-Deadwood as they trail here 2-1. They're on the board now here in this third set. Final home game of the season here as they take on the Douglas Patriots in this interclass matchup. The region tournament for the Golddiggers will begin on November 5th at a to-be-determined site. Sioux Falls is hosting the Class A state tournament this year. Back to the Douglas side. Here's the attack. And this one will be a point for the Patriots. Miscommunication there by the Golddiggers as they trail now 3-2.
Yeah, that was just a good job that time by Hayes. She was able to get underneath the ball, but actually getting in the way at that time was Cece Percy, as she wasn't able to get out of the way as the dig goes off of a Lead-Deadwood defender. And now another point for the Douglas Patriots. That makes it a 2-4 contest.
Lead-Deadwood's schedule was especially difficult in September. Things did not go well for the Golddiggers that month, but they have picked up a few wins here in October as they had their home tournament here where they won 3 matches. And then they had a home match last Thursday against Sturgis, getting to be in front of the hometown crowd one final time tonight. Here's the attack by Douglas. Let's see, Lead-Deadwood sends it over. That time by Percy. Now here's the attack by the Patriots, and it'll be good enough for a point as the Patriots get their 5th point of this third set as they try to go for the sweep tonight. It's 5-3 Patriots.
And now the Patriots, they're making Lead-Deadwood move their block defensively. They're serving it really across the court from where they pick up the dig. As that good job that time by one of the setters for Lead-Deadwood, Ava Bertrand, finding the open spot right behind the defender for the tip. And now it doesn't seem like it, but it's just a 1-point ball game. Let's see if the Golddiggers can use that tip to build some momentum offensively.
Hannah Hansen with the serve over to the Douglas Patriots side. They hit it right back over. Lead-Deadwood's going to have to take it off of the basketball hoop that's up in the rafters here. Over to the Patriots side. They attack. Good dig up there by Percy. Somebody else going to help out. Bertrand does. Now over here to the Douglas side, deep into the net. And a point for the Patriots as they hit it hard, and it partially tipped there by Lead-Deadwood for the point, or else it would have been out of bounds. This, let's see, Lead-Deadwood with 5 wins this year. This is the most wins they've had in 4 years. 5-19 on the season. They don't play as many matches as a lot of teams. Some teams get like 35 matches in a season. Lead-Deadwood's only going to get 23. 6-5. Lead-Deadwood just down by 1 as we go back and forth and alternate points here in this third set. Bertrand with the serve. Here's the set by the Patriots. Now back over to the Lead-Deadwood side. It's going to be hit over by Percy, but it goes across the net diagonally and out of bounds. 7-5. Douglas with the advantage here by 2 points. And now going back to serve for the Patriots will be Ramsey Johnson. Dug that time up by the Golddiggers. Back over here to Jacobs. Jacobs goes back over to the right side. And a point for the Patriots as they take a 3-point lead, 8-5.
That was a good job at that time by the outside hitter. A number 12 for the Lady Patriots, Kaylee Lansell. Leads the team in kills and in aces, and now she's starting to assert her dominance late in this one.
Ball goes out of bounds. Point for the Patriots there.
And just right now, everything is hard for Lead-Deadwood. They're out of rhythm offensively. Now defensively, they're scrambling, trying to pick up kills and just pick up digs off of these serves. Good serves for the Patriots, and as that we see there, we had to send it over in 2 tries.
Heard from Coach Shelby Richards, I think it was last week, where she said just positioning yourself to get to the volleyball is step number 1 in all of this to get it over. That's what the Spartans have been pretty good at this year, getting themselves in the good position to serve, receive, and to dig those balls up. But right now, Lead-Deadwood is literally just on their heels sometimes when they try to get to the volleyball. To the front row we go. And this one will be hit by Hayes. And that'll be a point for Douglas as they take a 10-6 advantage. 4-point lead here for the visiting Patriots.
Yeah, speaking of the Spearfish Spartans, they did take set 3 versus the Hot Springs Lady Bison. So now it's a 2-1 advantage going into set 4 in favor of the Spearfish Spartans.
I believe that winning streak for the Spartans is at 18 games. I think their last loss was back in September in Gillette.
Yeah, it was the Gillette tournament. That was the last time they've lost a game, and it was against the Douglas Lady Wildcats of Douglas, Wyoming.
Point here for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers. Good job for the Diggers setting things up there. Ivy Hayes. So the match started off with Black probably being our go-ahead player of the game, but now Hayes is starting to get some momentum going, as both of those girls are short, but they're athletic, and they can jump up there and get the block when you don't think so. Here is Bertrand with the set. Vogt with the hit. Sends it to the back row. Now here's the Patriots. Patriots gonna hit it from the middle of the floor, and Bertrand put 2 hands up, probably just to protect her face. And that will be a point for the Douglas Patriots. That was coming in hot.
Yeah, that was Kaylee Lansell again on the hit. She's been doing most of her damage from the back row, and is not able to get that block set up for Lead-Deadwood when it's coming from the back row. And Lansell, we've seen that a few times. She's not aiming for the floor. I think she's aiming at the nearest gold digger to serve a ball into.
Here's the Patriots. They go in deep to the net, and they get another point as they go cross court over the net and hit this one down. I saw the last time the Golddiggers Vogt really just kind of tapped it over to the back row, didn't hit it hard, and then the Patriots that girl was setting up looking at that strike and hit it hard and hit it across the net for the point. Here's another one by the Patriots, but they don't get the point there. They do get the point this time as right back at them. A point goes from Archer. She adds a point here for the Douglas Patriots as they have now doubled up the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers 14-7. Back to serve for the Douglas Patriots is Emma Odegaard. Odegaard waits for the whistle, now sends the serve over. Dug up by Hansen, that would be Hannah. There is Vogt back to the Lead-Deadwood side, and again a couple steps behind her where they should be on the floor. And it's a point here for Douglas as they take a 15-7 advantage.
That was a great hustle that time by Lansell. She was able to just knock it over the net as she was out of position. Lead-Deadwood may have thought that they had a point and was out of position. And now when it rains, it pours for Lead-Deadwood, out of position again on the serve, as that's an ace for Douglas, and Coach Hansen will have to take a timeout.
Started as a sprinkle, now it's a hurricane. 16-7, it's the Patriots up by 9. We'll be back in 30 seconds on KDSJ Sports.
Construction has been a trusted name in the Black Hills, providing top quality construction services to our local community. We take pride in being a local business with deep roots in the area. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, you can trust us to deliver exceptional results on every project. Our team is dedicated to providing personalized service, ensuring your project gets the attention and expertise it deserves.
Check out their website today. Click alliedconstruction.com or find them on Facebook.
I'm Cody Oliver. Clayson Davis along with us tonight here for KDSJ Radio and KDSJ-TV. Join us again Thursday night for high school football as the Sturgis Scoopers visit the Spearfish Spartans in the last game of the regular season. And again, playoff implications on the line Thursday night, 6 o'clock from Lyle Hare Stadium. Back here in Lead-Deadwood tonight, it is the Golddiggers. Actually, we're in lead, the Mile High City. 16-7 advantage for Douglas. And let's see, Spearfish gets it over. They use, or I gun Spearfish. Looking at the Junix scoreboard here with the Spartans on my mind. The first timeout called there by Lead-Deadwood. And this one will be hit too deep, out of bounds, and it'll be Lead-Deadwood to serve.
I do have to give credit to the Douglas Patriots. Kaylee Lanciel, only 5'6", the senior. She's able to get up there, and when she is able to get her arm into it, she can nail it out of the park. So that serve went out of bounds that time by Lead-Deadwood, making the score 8-17 as Lanciel, she'll now go back to serve for the Douglas Patriots. As that's tipped up by Hanson, and now Lead-Deadwood able to hit it over in a few hits. Set up, this one's going to go to Douglas. That one's hit out of bounds as there on the kill was number 3, Mercedes Burke. She hits it too far out of bounds, and now that makes it a 9-17 contest with Lead-Deadwood. And CC Percy, she's been the bright spot from behind the service line for the Lead-Deadwood Lady Golddiggers. Let's see if she can start a run with the Golddiggers down by 8.
Serves it over to the Patriots side, deep into the net, just tapping it over, but it will hit the out of bounds, and point for the Golddiggers to make it 17-10. Stay tuned. At the conclusion of tonight's broadcast, we'll choose the Superior Performance, courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. That's our player of the game in the post-game show. This one will be another, oh no, she dug that up. Great job by Hannah Hansen, somehow digging that up just kind of like a spoon, getting to the floor. And you can check that out on the KDSJ-TV replay. I thought that was down and a point for the Douglas Patriots. Instead, she digs it up. This Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers spike it down, and they get a point, 17-11, the play of the night so far for the Lady Diggers.
Yeah, that even fooled me. I even started the KDSJ Sports replay while the play was going on, as that one fooled me. And never want to celebrate until the whistle blows, and I think the Douglas Patriots and us at KDSJ learned that lesson.
Now Lead-Deadwood getting a little bit more faster here on defense, and that's where it all starts, but this time it's hit down by the Patriots. A point there for Douglas to make it 18-11.
That was another key point that Hansen wanted to emphasize this game, is setting up the block, but also playing behind the block, as a lot of times that block that can bounce anywhere, especially in the field of play. It was a good block that time to slow down the kill, but no one was there to dig it up for the Golddiggers.
And Diggers send it across in 3. You can send it across 1-timer, 2 times, or 3, not 4. Here's the Patriots ready to hit. And that one's going to be hit deep and out of bounds as they were going to go to the far corner. And it goes out of bounds as Madsen will check in for vote.
I'm glad they only go to 3. That really makes us mathematically challenged people a lot easier to follow volleyball.
3 hits, you mean?
Yeah.
No. This is a best out of 5 match, and we are in set number 3. The Douglas Patriots trying to go for the sweep. Hansen sends it over there that time by Lead-Deadwood. Dug up by Hannah Hansen. To the front row, Bertrand gets it across. Again, I wanted to see more from Bertrand and Nakaya Black. Let's see, here is the hit by Hansen. She gets it across. And then CC Percy had a hand on it, and it went over top. Black is, let's see, not playing right now.
Into the game, we have Taylor Hansen's in there, along with Madsen, along with a few others for Deadwood.
I don't see Hayes or Black on the floor or even on the bench right now.
Because now the Douglas Patriots, they're just finding their spots. They're finding wide open holes, and after those hard kills in the middle of the set, they're just electing to just tip it over the net and just find those open holes right behind the block, because now it's a 20-12 ball game. As now that time the setter, number 7, Ava Bertram, she tried tipping it over. Looked like she was caught in the net, which now makes it a 21-12 ball game.
Out there for the Golddiggers on that front line is Ava Bertrand, Taylor Hansen, and Delaney Madsen. The back row has Jacobs, Hannah Hansen, and Cece Percy. See Nakaya Black back over to the bench. And Vogt is on the bench, along with Hayes. So some of the starters getting a rest here, with Black, Hayes, and Vogt taking up 3 of the spots on the bench. 21-13 as the Golddiggers trail by 8. This one will hit by the Patriots and a point for Douglas. Number 18, that's Olivia Harris, a junior right side hitter, getting the point. 22-13, Douglas Patriots trying to finish things off here and get the 3 straight sweep here. This one will be a point for the Patriots. Good job again by Douglas. Height advantage. They don't have much of it, but one girl is a little bit bigger than the rest. That's Kaylee Lanciel. And hitting it over the much smaller Lead-Deadwood side where they didn't have a chance to put up the block. 23-13. See if Lead-Deadwood can get a couple of points here to make it respectable, as they were beat one set 25-13. Lead-Deadwood sends it across. Now back over here to the Douglas side. The Patriots have been doing pretty well for that position, and they continue as from the outside hitter sending across the net. Lead-Deadwood dove for it, and it will land inbounds for the point. Set point, match point, 24-13 in favor of the Douglas Patriots. Serving it up for the Patriots. Doing a good job there is Ramsey Johnson. Now Lead-Deadwood sends it across over to the Patriots side. They got to get it over. They do. This time just hit a little bit long, and a point for Lead-Deadwood as they keep this set alive, down by 10, 24-14. Back to serve will be Taylor Hansen.
Now Lead-Deadwood, no, you're probably not going to win this game, but can you get a little bit of momentum here with your last game here at home and heading into the Region 8A tournament coming up here in a few weeks?
Here is the hit by Douglas. Trying to get it dug up there by Spearfish was Hansen. Couldn't get it, and we are done here in 3 sets. 25-14 as Douglas wins it on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It goes 25-22, 25-13, and 25-14. The final here tonight as the Patriots get their 12th win of the season. Lead-Deadwood drops to 5-20. It's a 3-0 win tonight for the Douglas Patriots. We'll talk more about it in our post-game show, including naming our player of the game. We'll have a look back at these 3 sets, what Lead-Deadwood has coming up for sports, what the Golddiggers and the Patriots volleyball teams have on the way as well. Stay tuned for all that in our post-game show here on KDSJ Sports in 2 minutes.
It's not 1, but 2 great locations in Spearfish to gas up and get what you need on the go. Exit 8 and Exit 14 Speedy Marts offer everything you need so you can get in and get out and get back on the road. Find your favorite snacks and a cold drink, or maybe something fresh from the kitchen or in the cold case. It's all homemade right here. And Exit 8 and Exit 14 offers top-tier fuels from Phillips 66, so you get the most from your transportation. Exit 8 and 14 Speedy Marts in Spearfish. Right off the road, right on the money.
Do-it-yourself made easy with help from Proline Equipment Rentals in Belle Fourche. Whether you're a full-fledged contractor or just taking care of some jobs around your home, Proline has the equipment you need. Lifts for any job, like scissor lifts, boom lifts, and man lifts. Skid steers, trenchers, backhoes, and more. Step inside to find smaller tools for do-it-yourself projects like concrete work, painting, sewer repair, and more. Call 723-7677, click ProlineEquipmentRentals.com, or stop by off North Highway 85 in Belle Fourche today.
For over 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
The Goldust Casino invites you to try the new menu items now being offered at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. Watch the action as you dine inside the Goldust Casino with tables overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 210 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. And use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting goldustdeadwood.com.
And thanks for joining us here tonight on KDSJ Sports. It's our high school volleyball match of the week, featuring the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers at home for the final time here this volleyball season as they host the Douglas Patriots. Douglas in Class AA, Lead-Deadwood in Class A, a matchup of 2 teams here in the Black Hills Conference. Douglas won the most competitive set. That was set 1, 25-22. Both teams went back and back. Maybe 2 or 3 points was the biggest lead by either team. And then when it was about 2019, we got held up in some, I think it was rotation violations or something was going on the other side of the floor. We never did find out. But after that, Douglas went on a 6-2 run and won the set 25-22. Then in the second set, it was the biggest differential of the night as Douglas won it 25-13. And then the third set, Douglas wins it 25-14. Again, Douglas did a better job on serve, receive. They had Lead-Deadwood on the heels quite a bit in the entire match. And Lead-Deadwood was just a couple of steps behind defensively against the Patriots. Patriots showed that they have some good athletes out there. Mercedes Burke, Miley Archer, the sophomore middle hitter in there at 5'10". Kaylee Lanciel, also a good night for the Patriots. Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers, I said it throughout the match, I was still waiting for Nakaya Black and Ava Bertrand to get on the same page and get the Golddiggers going, but that never did happen. Black and Jacobs had their good moments in this contest. Vogt, we didn't keep stats in this game, but I thought maybe Jason Vogt would have had some more kills tonight, but again, the whole team was just behind the 8 ball, and the steps behind as they lose 3 games to none. Douglas improves to 12-15 on the season. Lead-Deadwood drops to 5-20, and the match took an hour and 13 minutes. And this Black Hills Conference matchup is done, and when we come back after this short break, we'll see who our player of the game is, and brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. We're back in 1 minute right here on KDSJ Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jet Rogers at Peak Family Chiropractic and Sports Performance.
We all take different paths in life. That's why we utilize multiple different treatments here at Peak. Our main treatment is our high-level chiropractic adjustment, but we also emphasize the use of cupping, scraping, vibration massage, trigger point therapy, and active care to promote movement, strength, mobility, and most of all, pain relief. Why travel to multiple locations when you can have total wellness under one roof? Stop in today and let's get you to your peak.
For nearly 50 years, Low Roofing Incorporated has been the trusted name in commercial roofing across western South Dakota and eastern Wyoming. Family owned and operated since 1975, they bring quality craftsmanship and reliable service to every project, big or small. From repairs to new installations, Low Roofing Incorporated covers it all. Protect your business with the experts who care and products that last. Call 1-800-658-4543. Low Roofing Incorporated. Building a legacy of trust, one roof at a time.
I'm Cody Oliver, along with Clayson Davis tonight for KDSJ Sports on this Tuesday night, our high school volleyball match of the week, as the Douglas Patriots take it in straight sets, 3 games to none, 25-22, 25-13, 25-14. despite us not keeping stats, we still have a good opportunity to find out who our player of the game is. Clayson Davis has nailed this, I believe, for 3 straight weeks, and we send it over to him for our superior performer.
Well, let's see if we can try to make it 4 for 4. But looking at our superior performer, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish, call 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. We're going to go with the Douglas Patriots outside hitter, a senior, Kaylee Lanciel. She was really a rocket from the outside. From that outside hitting position, had multiple kills. Lead-Deadwood had a hard time trying to track her down offensively, especially when she did most of her damage there from the back row, as she was able to get around blocks and really not allow Lead-Deadwood to set up any blocks defensively, as that was one of the key to the games for Ashley Hansen, and Kaylee Lanciel made it very hard for Lead-Deadwood to get any sort of momentum going. She leads the Lady Douglas Patriots in kills and aces. I believe she's up there in blocks as well. There's not a lot of upperclassmen on this Douglas Patriots volleyball squad. She is one of the seniors, and she is awarded with our Superior Performer, brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions. So congratulations, Kaylee Lanciel, and you get the Superior Performer. As again, at the end of the month, we'll have all of our superior performers from the month of October able to be voted for on our website on KDSJ-980.com. As the winning performance for the month, they will be a superior performer will award $100 to the school's athletic program.
And that's a big thanks to Superior Auto Solutions over in Spearfish. Call them at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. That is tonight's player of the game as the Douglas Patriots get the win tonight over the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers in the final home game of the season for Lead-Deadwood, as they have just 1 game left in the regular season. That'll be coming up next week. We'll see what else is going on for Golddiggers sports and activities for this week when we come back in 2 minutes here on KDSJ Sports.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Pillin Optical. Since 1974, Pillin has dedicated its business to serving the community with quality eye care at a great price. The inventory has grown, giving you the widest selection of frames while maintaining the best prices for your family eye care needs. Your family is special, and Pillin Optical wants you to enjoy every minute clearly with them. After all, at Pillin Optical, quality eye care and customer service is the most important thing next to your sight. Pillin Optical, family owned for 50 years, 409 Kansas City Street.
What is it that makes you powerful? It's not only having a voice, but knowing that it's heard, loud and clear. We understand knowledge can change your life, and that energy will continue to power it. And because you're part of a Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we're always listening. Because you're more than just a customer, you're a member. And what's more powerful than that?
Powder River Energy, serving Northeast Wyoming since 1946.
A lot of land comes with a...
And we're back here at the Lead-Deadwood High School gym tonight as the Golddiggers fall to the Douglas Patriots 3-0. Some things of note here for the rest of the week for the Lead-Deadwood School District. They will get out of school early on Thursday. 12:30 they'll be out, and that will be for parent-teacher conferences from 1 until 7 p.m. on Thursday. And then they have Staff Professional Development Day on Friday. The competitive cheer and dance team heads to state over in Rapid City for Friday and Saturday competition. And the state cross-country meet will be over in Rapid City at the Hart Ranch. That'll feature all 6 divisions of cross-country here in the state. Everybody's running there on Saturday. That'll take place throughout the day. The JV volleyball team will be back in action at the Belfouche tournament on Saturday. There's also Knowledge Bowl at Sturgis on Saturday. Oral Interp at Custer on Saturday. And then the regular season finale high school volleyball match for the Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers will come your way next Tuesday, October 29th, as the Golddiggers will be visiting the Custer Wildcats. For the Douglas Patriots, they get back into action coming up this Friday as they'll be partaking in the East-West Classic. Their games this weekend, they'll have to take on undefeated Harrisburg in the opener. Also on Friday, they'll be taking on Brandon Valley. Both of those matches will be over in Sturgis. And then they'll get, looks like 3 games in on Saturday in Sturgis. The East-West tournament features matchups with Watertown on Saturday, as well as Brookings and Yankton. So if you're going to move up any in the Class AA standings, the Douglas Patriots need to get some wins against Class AA teams, and their chance is coming up this weekend on Friday and Saturday. Let's check out some of those AA teams tonight, as well as Class A and Class B. A trip around the Black Hills Conference. It's all part of our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Here's Clayson Davis.
Yes, thank you, Cody. Looking at our Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard for today. And try to get some scores pulled up here. As we start off with Class AA, Spearfish, they ended up getting the win in Hot Springs today at Case Auditorium. As Spearfish, they extend their winning streak, I believe, to 19 games as they win over Hot Springs 25-19. Dropped set 2, 25-23, and then beat Hot Springs 26-24 in set 3, and then 25-22 in set 4. So it was a close matchup throughout that one there in Hot Springs. Sturgis and Rapid City Christian tied up at 1 apiece there in Sturgis. It was number 4, Sioux Falls, Washington, escaping Brandon Valley in 5 sets, 3-2. Sioux Falls Roosevelt took care of Brookings 3-1. It was number 5, Watertown, pulling the upset at home over number 2, Sioux Falls Jefferson, 3 sets to 2. That one went to extra sets in the 5th set as Watertown won 16-14 in that final set 5 over number 2, Sioux Falls Jefferson, as that will mix up the rankings and positioning going into the SODAC 16 for Class AA. It was Huron beating Pierre 3-1. Number 1 Harrisburg took care of number 3 in Class A, Sioux Falls Christian 3-1. Number 3 O'Gorman took care of Lincoln 3-0. Aberdeen Central swept Mitchell 3-0. Going over to Class A now, see what scores we have here. Not a lot of updates I see so far. As again, Lead-Deadwood falling to Douglas here on the final home game of the regular season, 3 sets to none. No score, no update yet from St. Thomas More and Belfouche, nor Hill City and Custer. A rivalry game there in the heart of the Black Hills. We want to head over to Class B so we have any sort of updates here. No score update from Faith and Timberlake. See what else we have for Class B. Bennett County beat Phillip tonight 3 sets to 1. Kadoka area took care of Stanley County 3 sets to nothing. As I believe that's all we have right now. No update between Solon, North Dakota and McIntosh. No update between Jones County and Colomb. That's all of the scores we have so far on my end. See if Cody has anything.
Let's check things out. The Faith Lady Longhorns get another victory tonight, 3 games to none, as they take care of business at home against Timberlake. Edgemont took care of Lakota Tech 3 games to 1. Kadoka area swept Stanley County. Kadoka area again trying to move up the rankings there in the state as well as in Region 7B. Kadoka wins it tonight 3 games to none. And some other notable scores from our area. That might be it. Let's see. As we look over, there was a total of 68 volleyball matches tonight across the state. We will not give you all of the finals, but that's all the ones that we can find. So, Lead-Deadwood loses tonight on their home floor in 3 straight sets, 25-22, 25-13, 25-14. Douglas now 12-15 on the season. They're back in action this Friday and Saturday at the East-West Classic, which Sturgis will be the host site for the Douglas Patriots. Lead-Deadwood Golddiggers now 5-20 on the year. They will have a Black Hills Conference matchup and a Region 8A tilt with Custer next Tuesday night down in Custer. Remember, if you missed any of the action, you can hear every game anytime. Just look for the podcast at KDSJ980.com. And for video archives and to view our live sports broadcast, subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and follow KDSJ Radio on Facebook. Coming up Thursday night, we return to the gridiron as the Spearfish Spartans host the Sturgis Coopers for high school football. That'll be a 6 o'clock start on Thursday this week. Everybody plays on Thursday. And then Saturday, we have a radio only with Black Hills State at home against Shadron State. Little rivalry matchup as Coach Jay Long returns to BH, and both of those teams could really need a win in the RMAC. And Black Hills State and Shadron State, 4 o'clock is when they kick it off on Saturday. And for more details on the From the Bench podcast, as well as coverage of this weekend's East-West Classic featuring the Spearfish Spartans, just continue to follow us for more updates on Facebook and our YouTube page. That is checked up off all the boxes I have, sir. Anything from you?
I have nothing. I'm just playing some graphics here on KDSJ-TV. Thank you guys for logging on to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook, checking out the action. Again, if you miss any sort of fall sports broadcast that you want to rewatch, you can rewatch it all on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. I don't know about you, but I went to the chiropractor today, and I feel like I might need to go again if I don't stand up here in a bit.
The next volleyball matchup, we're going to be heading back to the Austin Auditorium in Newell as the Faith Lady Longhorns get to see them for the first time this year. One of the best teams in western South Dakota. They'll be visiting Newell in a Little Morrow Conference matchup next Monday, October 28th. And again, for more updates, check out KDSJ980.com, KDSJ-TV as well. For Clayson Davis, I'm Cody Oliver. Big thanks to the administrators here at the Lead-Deadwood High School for setting us up with our Monument Health Orthopedics and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday night.